Welcome to the Romance Podcast, episode 2 of the Romance Podcast. I guess we got picked up for a second episode. Congrats.
That's good. It's good news. It's big stuff.
It was 50-50 either way. We didn't know.
That's true.
But
that's true.
We're back. We're back and better than ever. And man, the countdown is on. If you don't know anything about us, we are very, very, very pregnant right now. And by we, I mean you.
Oh, good. Can you tell? I don't like that.
I mean, it is the final countdown. So any minute, the birth could happen during this episode of our podcast.
I could go into early labor. Yeah, it's true.
It's crazy. It's crazy. This could be the final episode of us not having little man.
That's actually a good point. And that's definitely more likely that happens than me going into labor during the episode.
I will say, if you went into labor or water broke or whatever, you know, we're trying to kick this podcast off the ground. That would be a good viral moment for us.
Okay. I'll work on that.
Could you do some like squats or something?
You know, I've been doing crazy things trying to get this baby out of me. And babe, I don't know if I've told you this yet.
No.
But no, what?
Are you going to confess something in front of the entire world?
No. But I have now gotten increasingly paranoid for some reason that I'm just not pregnant. Cause like, where is this baby?
I mean,
I just got huge.
I think you look beautiful. Okay. But if you aren't pregnant, there's a deeper problem.
I know. And that's why
body.
I'm freaking out.
You're pregnant.
I just started to get really worried because I'm like, so like, where is he?
At some point, did you find comfort in knowing you went to the doctor every single week for the past 9 months?
What if they're like messing up, but it's just my heartbeat?
Right.
I'm freaking out.
It's a big return to the episode Punked.
Yeah.
The show Punked, I mean, like Ashton Kutcher is like, we gotcha.
Okay. I've just done everything. I'm drinking tons of red raspberry leaf tea.
Yeah.
I'm eating dates. I am bouncing on like medicine balls. I walk up and down the stairs sideways.
I caught you doing that, and I was like, what are you doing? But that's an actual exercise, huh?
Yeah, because, okay, so if you go down the stairs sideways and up the stairs sideways, it's all, the name of the game is getting this baby to wiggle down lower. So it's all about shimmying him, okay? And I'm doing my absolute best to do that. I'm trying.
Well, if you've ever trusted me about anything in your life, I promise you are pregnant.
Thank you. I hope so.
This is not a joke, I promise.
I'm pretty stressed about it.
But let's have a little debate here because you and I differ on a few things. A lot of things. But right now we're going to narrow it down to 2.
Okay.
Baby moons and push presents. Now, full disclosure, I was not aware of baby moons. I was not aware of push presents. You, however, are big fans of both.
You know, I feel like Aladdin. I'm just here to show you a whole new world.
Okay.
It's true. No, but yeah, I'm a fan of both. You know me. I love surprising people and getting presents for people.
You are the best present giver of all time. No doubt. There's no doubt about it. You're very creative, very thoughtful, all those things. I'm not denying that. Listen, for your birthday, here's a great present. For Christmas, here's a great present. But like a push present.
Yes.
Because you had a baby. We had the baby. Like I played a part in this as well. And like you are going to demand a gift out of that. I just think the gift is the baby. Like that's a great gift. The best gift ever.
You know, you keep defaulting to that, and it's like a guilt trip is what you're trying to do. Yes, it is. And it's annoying. But it's because don't try to make me feel guilty. Like, of course, out of all the things, the baby is the best thing. No one's saying that.
Right.
Now, did Cardi B get like a Lambo for her push present? Yes. But I'm not.
Did Cardi B's husband cheat on her? Not once, not twice, but like multiple times? Yes.
Okay.
Would you rather have a faithful man who doesn't give the push present, or would you rather have the cheating scumbag?
Why are those my only choices? It's not fair. No, so I'm not. What my point is that I'm not asking for like some crazy.
You're not asking for a Lambo. Thanks.
No, I'm not, and I'm not going crazy. I think it's just when someone goes through something as crazy as this. It has been a crazy 9 months, and then labor and delivery is a lot, and then I'm going to do, you know, God willing, the best I can to like then breastfeed the child, but there's a whole other journey. Mm-hmm. it's a lot, obviously, physically on the woman. I think that we can admit that, right? So I'm
and it's a lot emotionally on the man.
Have you been dealing with a lot?
We have to deal with.
Have you been dealing with a lot? I'm so sorry.
The hormonal roller coaster that is pregnancy.
Have I been that bad?
No, you've been perfect.
No, honestly,
perfect. You've had a great pregnancy. You really, really have. I will say you're emotional and a bit dramatic, even not pregnant. So
that's nice.
You've kind of been the same as you were before baby.
That's nice.
As you are right now. No,
the same level.
It's a compliment. Like you're very.
I have not like randomly burst out in tears.
You haven't.
And listen, that happens to women. It's not. I'm not being judgmental of that, but like I'm just saying that hasn't been your experience.
It hasn't.
I freak out.
You've actually been really, really cool. You were a bit nauseous the first half of the first trimester, and besides that, you've had a great pregnancy. I will say you're getting a little more stressed, like right now, like the last week or so. You have been more stressed and emotional, but totally understandable because it's game time. I mean, I get it.
It's like really close, and it's a different level of pressure of. Every time it's like my stomach tightens up, I'm like, what does that mean? Is it right now? It's just a whole other like load of things or the pressure to get everything done. Like, oh my gosh, wait, what if he comes early? I thought I was going to do this tomorrow and get the car seat ready tomorrow. You start to kind of freak out because it's a lot.
I kind of get it because like right before like a big baseball game, I always kind of get a little tense too. You know, it's kind of like I'm just trying to.
No, it's the same. It's the same feeling. So I'm so excited.
Do we know when push presents were invented? Because I'll tell you what, I have never heard of it.
I don't care if it wasn't invented last week. I still want one. And the thing is, I definitely am the caregiver of this family. I cook and I pack lunches and while I'm working from home right now because I'm so close to labor and we're on baby watch, I even make us breakfast and like I buy everyone's gifts and I wrap everyone's gifts for both sides of the families and I do like I get everything taken care of. It is really nice when someone does something thoughtful for me. That's why I like it. It's like, oh my gosh, you thought of me. So I have seen so many cute things. I've seen girls get necklaces with the baby's birthstone or something. It doesn't have to be like crazy, but something thoughtful is really, really nice.
Guys,
because you like as a woman in this family, at least, I know that I do a lot of little thoughtful things all the time.
For sure, you do.
And so it's nice when it happens. It's like, oh, people care about me.
I'm all in on birthdays, Christmas, Valentine's Day. I understand those things. Push presents seem like a very made up holiday. I am all in because
it's not a holiday.
It's an all in celebration. I am all in because you're all in, I will say. But guys, the worst thing that ever happened was TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, because your girl is getting all these ideas from other people around the world, and then they expect that, and if they don't get it, they will be upset. So, all right, fine. Listen, I'm not Scrooge here. You are getting a push present, maybe 2. We'll see if Amazon gets here in time. But
we literally have Prime. How could you mess that up?
Anyways, but baby moons.
Yes.
So again, baby moons, like a made up thing that some woman was like, why does there notification?
That's not true.
Explain.
That's not true.
Explain.
Okay. So taking a trip before the baby comes, because it's like, you already know, like with a newborn, like I fully expect us to be good travelers with children. Okay. As long as it's within our control, I think that we will do that. But with a brand newborn, of course, the first thing you're not like immediately, jet setting or going somewhere.
Right.
And you're going to be at home and I'm going to want to get back in shape and like all these things are going to happen. So it's nice to be like, let's just do a trip before that happens. You and I do like to take a lot of long weekend trips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A few times throughout the year. We're going to take significantly less like next year for sure. Like at the very beginning, like maybe the first, 6, whatever, right? Because it's more stuff. So that's my point is that we should go take this trip. We should have some time together. We should just unwind. It was very nice. It was we did our baby moon after the New Year's Eve special we had to record, which I was wildly pregnant at that.
We didn't record. We did it live, baby. It was a live show.
Yeah, but you know me. I say like record
she's
for
always
filming and all that.
Sidebar, she calls everything record. Like when it's like, no, you don't call, you say film.
Yeah, I
You're
say
like,
film.
Hey, babe, don't forget to film our ABC special so we don't miss it. I'm like, I'm not with the camera filming it.
I don't get it.
I'll record it on our DVR, but you say film for everything, so that's kind of weird. But
and now I'm like, whatever.
But hold on. Like, before we get into what we did for our baby moon, I want to stick up for guys because I was lucky. You and I, we definitely go on vacation like once a year. We always kind of do like a trip once a year, if not more. But we try to do like one holiday trip a year.
And I think that's good for a couple to at least do one trip and connect.
It is. But you and I have been blessed to be able to afford that once a year. Not everybody can do that, right?
Yes.
So I'm speaking for guys that don't take a trip every single year with their girl, right? And now they have this pressure of a baby moon. To me, that's an added pressure that you don't need because, I mean, there is so much pressure when it comes to a baby. I mean, your life just changes forever. It gets turned upside down in all the best ways, right? Financially, there are some implications as well, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention, if you just proposed to your girl or got married, we did that too. We got married last year, paid for our own wedding, right? There are a lot of financial stresses. So I feel bad for guys that are like, oh yeah, now we got to do a baby moon as well and go to Cabo.
Okay, but the thing is, this is what you do though. With all of these things, is you take it to the nth of the expense or whatever. If you're more on a budget, plan a cool staycation or a road trip or a whatever. Find a hotel you could drive, find somewhere drivable, okay, save money on airline tickets.
Wisconsin Dells.
Sure, whatever. Whatever works for you.
You had so much fun there last year.
Oh my God, it was a trip from hell. I was not a fan.
Kenzie K is a great woman. She does love my son, right?
Of course.
She's going to love our son. She loves my niece and nephew, her nieces and nephews. Kenzie K does not love all kids.
That's not accurate.
That is very accurate.
The problem is that parents let their kids do whatever the F they want.
Right.
And I'm not in the mood. Okay. It's like, I'm not into it.
So the Wisconsin Dells, if you aren't local here listening to the podcast, it is kind of like the kid water park capital of the world. And if you go there in the winter,
it's also a nightmare. In case you're wondering,
there's a lot of kids and a lot of families, and we took Tristan there last year, and you did not have fun.
It's not that I didn't have fun. I had moments of fun.
I had
moments of fun, but I was just tired of kids running into me, screaming around me. And here's the thing. We went full blown kid. Mm-hmm. We did like the indoor tomfoolery amusement park the whole day and the water parks the whole day and the whole day. There was not a break. It was just like laser tag, roller coasters.
That's what you do.
Arcade games.
That's what you do.
Water. But it was like, we should go somewhere. I had a headache. And these effers are just running up and down the hallway. So you're finally trying to sleep, it's challenging. Everyone in a hotel room, like with different sleep schedules. We have at that time an 8-year-old in our room, and then us. We got to turn the lights off. You got to shut everything down. And then you finally fall asleep. For me, probably at like 1 a.m. because I'm like, this is my nightmare. And then kids are in the hallway. And I'm like, we spent money on this. Like, that's what hurt my soul the most is how expensive it is to be there. It's like, oh, good, like a soggy cheeseburger. Okay, perfect, $14.
All right. So ultimately, you guys are realizing that this was a trip from hell for Kenzie. Let's go opposite direction now. We did take a baby moon right after our New Year's Eve special on ABC. We flew to Arizona, and was that awesome or what?
It was so awesome. And I will say, you and I agreed we wanted to keep our trip on the affordable side. And we did.
Be honest. No, be honest. You wanted to go to Mexico. So did I.
Yeah.
But our parents were kind of freaking out about being so close to the due date. They wanted us to stay in the country.
Because we did this about 3 to 3.5 weeks before the due date.
Yes.
Or 4?
Doesn't matter, honey.
Okay, right in that zone.
I explained it was right after New Year's Eve, honey.
I'm sorry. Whatever. I'm pregnant. I don't want to hear about it.
Were you waiting for me to take a sip of water and then ask me 5 questions?
No, I didn't even know what. I was trying to figure out what it was. So it was very close to the due date, and they were like, I just think, what if you go into labor early? Yeah. It's good to be in the country. I'm like, oh, I guess that's a good point.
To be honest, I didn't even think about it. I was like, we'll go to Mexico. No big deal. I didn't think about you giving birth early. You obviously did not, but we wanted to be safe and sorry.
And we talked about, so we've always gotten amazing deals using Costco Travel.
Yeah, we have.
So we were looking at deals, and they were weren't as phenomenal as they normally. It was just an expensive time to travel right after New Year's because normally we try to find like an off time. Yeah. So that played into it too, because we found a really affordable trip. Maybe we would have been in Mexico.
But don't get it twisted. Arizona Baby Moon was not cheap.
It wasn't cheap, but it
was cheaper than Mexico all-inclusive resorts, but it was not cheap. Anyway, so we go to Arizona. She had only been one time. Our good friends Brittany and Jose got married in Arizona, 2 years ago, and it was your first time, and you loved it. But we didn't. We only stayed for a couple of days, so we thought
we just stayed at the resort. Yeah. We didn't really get to leave and go around, so I never got to see all of Arizona.
Yeah, she was stuck at the Four Seasons. It was so bad for you.
I didn't say I was stuck there. I just said I didn't get to see it.
So anyways, so this time around, we thought, you know what? If we're going to stay in America, let's go back to Arizona. I love Arizona as well. So we went to Arizona. We decided to basically go hiking every single day and then have great dinners every single night and really just kind of relax and not really have anything else planned, right? And,
that was our trip. Sleep in.
Yep.
We'd have bought granola bars for breakfast to have at the hotel. Yep. We would hike for hours and hours and hours, grab lunch, nap, and dinner. That was the whole trip for like 5 days. It was amazing.
I need to brag a little bit on my girl because she was very, very pregnant on these hikes.
Oh yeah.
And we did hikes every single day. Like literally we did what's it called? The Wave Cave.
We did Wave Cave.
We did Tom's Thumb.
Tom's Thumb.
Which, by the way, those two were the hardest hikes. I mean, they were hard for me, and I'm pretty athletic, and I'm not pregnant, and they were hard for me. You did them as well, and I will say, props. Everybody that passed you couldn't believe, because you definitely showed off your belly. You were definitely showing off with the outfit how pregnant you were.
I have no choice. It's just there.
Everybody, to a man, to a woman, they were like, I cannot believe you're doing this. Oh, you're motivation for me. They really enjoyed watching you do this, and it was really cool. I mean, I can't believe we did 5 hikes. You did all of them, and I mean, it was, hey, hats off to you.
Aww.
It was really, really cool. It was really beautiful to be up there. And listen, hiking is tough when you're walking up, but when you're up at the very top of the mountain, it is so worth it. It is so breathtaking. I will say I had fears. I never told you this. I had fears of your water breaking or going into labor, like as we're pretty high up or at the top of a mountain, because at that point, what the hell do you do? Like,
and you have hours back down, because these are significant hikes. Like we would hike for like 4+ hours at a time.
So I was worried about that. Thank God it didn't happen, but I was a little worried. But yeah, you did all 5 hikes, and it was beautiful, breathtaking. Again, my 2 favorites are probably the Wave Cave and Tom's Thumb. How about you?
Yeah, those were by far. Yeah. But we did some really cool ones. We did also we did Granite Mountain, which was really pretty. That one wasn't high elevation, but really like lengthy because you did the whole thing.
And my son collects rocks, right? And so Granite Mountain apparently has actual granite, like
chunks
rocks
of granite. Yeah.
So we stopped somewhere and we actually grabbed a couple granite rocks and we're gonna clean them up when we get, actually we're
use
home.
The rock tumbler. Yeah.
Use the rock tumbler. We're gonna clean them up and shine them up and stuff. But it was pretty cool the fact that the mountain itself was made out of granite.
Yeah, it was kind of like when it was sunny, there was like a little sparkle to it, which was really cool.
Yeah, like your hat right now.
Yes, it looks like this.
And in case you guys don't know, we do have a video component to our podcast. You could see Kenzie's sparkly hat on YouTube, so just check it out.
I'm gonna go a couple sparkles. That's how I roll, baby.
So yeah, we did the Granite Mountain, also Hole in the Rock,
Papago Park.
Yep.
And then we did Dragonfly Trail, which was really cool too.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a perfect trip. And then we did great dinners every single night.
Yeah.
Like
name of the game was food.
Because here's the deal: hiking was free for all those hikes were free.
Yes.
And then we spent money on dinners. We did the Mission, which we loved.
Oh my gosh. Incredible Latin fusion.
Yeah, we did what's the French place called? I forget. Like
Brazier? Well, I kept messing it up because I thought it was the House Brazier, but it's like Brazier or something. I don't know. And everyone's like, Brazier is like a bra. And I'm like, well, I don't know.
I was expecting to see a bunch of bras hanging down, like the House Brazier.
Oh, is that why you wanted to go? That's nice.
You picked it. Shut up. You picked it.
That's why you wanted to be there.
Our favorite, though, had to be Dominic's, right? Dominic's was unbelievable.
My God, it was so good. And how cute. The restaurant actually gave us an actual card.
Yeah, handwritten.
Congratulating us on the baby and the baby moon and everything. It was really sweet.
Yeah, we did another steakhouse at the what was it called? I forget.
Oh, we did the Camelback Mountain Steakhouse.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. Really cool.
And then I'm forgetting we did something else.
And we did something of everything. Oh, the Fat Ox.
Oh, the Fat Ox. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we actually had great restaurants. We had great hikes. It was a perfect baby moon. I know I complain a little bit about baby moons and push presents. You know, if it was up to me, I would say you don't have to do them. But we did the baby moon, and we will do the push present.
Yay!
Depending on Amazon and their
okay, but truth right now, do you know what you're getting me? Honestly.
Yeah.
You do?
They're actually both here.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, so if you do what you got to do, you'll get a present.
Okay, that's mean.
For those that don't know, we kind of made our brand based on funny. Yeah, we're going to bring in a therapist.
Well, obviously we need one.
We do. We need all the help that we could get. But what we don't need is a new name, because we finally agreed on the name of this segment, which is, drumroll. Are you gonna do it?
Oh, am I doing it? I was waiting for you.
Drum roll.
Okay, we're gonna call it Celebrity Spotlight. It's pretty straight and to the point.
That was the most anticlimactic drum roll.
I feel like it wasn't like it's a traditional name.
All right, what is the Celebrity Spotlight? It is looking at stuff in the news and the gossip columns, whatever it is, but strictly from a romantic relationship type of angle, right?
Right. So we're not just gossiping. We're going in depth to what happened in the relationship.
Oh, they got divorced. Oh my God, he's cheating. Oh my God, they got married. Like kind of like going into like problems from celebrities, but like our crazy and deranged take on it.
Okay.
All right.
So, crazy and deranged, are those both me?
Those are both you. All right, but this story is actually really crazy. So Erik Spoelstra is the head coach of the Miami Heat, okay? Mm-hmm. I personally don't like him as a Bulls fan, because when the Bulls were like right there, almost going to win the whole thing, the Miami Heat and LeBron James and those guys, they beat us. And so I never liked any of those guys, including,
so he's a bad guy,
including Erik Spoelstra, the head coach. Now listen, you know, history has a way of kind of mending wounds, and he's actually pretty good. And anyways, whatever. He goes through a big divorce with his obviously now ex-wife, right? They got 3 kids. They go through a divorce, and then moments after the divorce, all of a sudden Erik Spoelstra signs a record 8-year contract extension to remain the Miami Heat's head coach, worth roughly $120 million.
What was... Oh, that's a lot. What do you think it was making before that? He was probably making a lot before.
Nowhere near the record.
He didn't go from like jobless to that, right?
So a lot of people are like, "Ooh, that was shady from the Miami Heat and Erik Spoelstra. Like, you guys waited on this contract extension until after the divorce was final." Now, listen, I want to clarify. He was not a free agent. It wasn't like he had to do it now. A contract extension means you're in the middle of a season, we're going to extend you. They could have done that at any moment, but they waited until after the divorce was final.
Foul play, baby.
What do you think, Mackenzie Rose?
Okay, so my thing on this is, I actually have a question, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I thought if somebody's like salary and circumstances changed, you could actually go back to court. Not that she should, but can't you question somebody on like a certain amount of money and stuff that they're making when it comes to child support and stuff?
I believe that is regarding alimony and regarding child support, yes. But you always hear about divorce, you know, she gets half, right?
Okay.
Well, like whatever his like nest egg is or whatever his worth is, that happened. They probably looked at his financials before this contract because divorce got final. And then he signs this big deal. She's not entitled to half of this deal.
I see. She would be. She could go back and try to get more child support or things like that. And again, before people like come at me, I'm not saying she should. I'm just asking. Like,
you just want to know. Yeah, just like.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, out of curiosity.
Because if it's like she fumbled, I'm like, well, can't like people kept saying she fumbled the bag, which was like really, really annoying because it's her marriage ending. Mm-hmm. No one feels good about that. This isn't a bag. This is the father of her children and her now ex-husband. That's a big bummer for a lot of other reasons that don't involve money.
Okay, but be honest, Kenzie. So if you're her and, you know, listen, they're not poor. You know, he's making good money as a coach.
I don't think she came out with nothing.
But don't forget, now they get divorced and now he signs a record-setting 8-year contract extension, $120 million. I mean, so be honest, okay? Like no one's gonna judge you here except for me.
Except a lot of people.
Yeah. So how would you feel? I mean, are you happy it's over? Or are you like, oh my gosh, if I were to stay for 6 more months, that's $60 million.
Here's what, and this is the honest to God truth. If, say this is our scenario, say we have, more than one kid by this point, we've been in each other's lives, they were married for 7 years, right? I think it was 7
or 8. Yeah, 7.
So say we get to that point. You and I have been together almost 5 years this April, but only we'll have been married 1. Right. So we get to that point, years and years more. I'm raising the kids, making it possible for you to be on the road as a coach. This is a really time-consuming job. So you have 3 little kids. You're not doing that alone. She is helping make that possible. For sure. It's not contributing by any means, right? And so all that happens. If we genuinely just were not feeling each other anymore, like, of course you're going to have fights and stuff like that, obviously. But if it was just more like, I just don't think that passion's there. I wouldn't be like, get him for all his money. Like, that wouldn't be my vibe. If it was just like, I feel like our relationship fizzled. We're just not passionate. We're just not connecting. I don't know why. Is it me? Is it him? If we had one of those endings, I am never going to like hunt for, like I want to split things up fairly. Like she shouldn't walk away with nothing because she has been working. They have a 5, 3, and 1-year-old. She's working, for sure. Right? Yeah. Now, if you screwed me over, like if we were happy and we have these kids and you come in and you destroy my whole life because you're sleeping with other people just because you feel like it, that's when I would feel more malicious. And I'd be like, okay, you took something from me. You just took my life from me by making those decisions. You took a traditional household now away from kids. We're going to spend the rest of our life separate, even though we have these kids. You made that awful decision. You did that. And I think I would feel more spiteful when it comes to but yeah, guess what? You don't get as great of a retirement. You don't get that because you just made my life a lesser quality.
Yeah, I mean, I think a couple things here is that one, she got paid. I mean, because he was making good money before this extension. Right. I do think the timing is very odd. Now, by the way, no one has admitted that this was done with that timeline on purpose. I believe absolutely it was. I mean,
I do too, because they waited right until the end.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about this contract extension was signed very shortly after the divorce was final. I will say your first answer about, if this is we're not feeling each other. When money gets involved, things get really, really weird.
That's true.
And very, very aggressive. You are my first marriage. You are my only marriage. You are the only girl I ever proposed to. All those things, okay? But truth be told, I went through 2 custody battles for Tristan, okay? It gets really ugly. You think you're cool. You think you're civil. But it gets ugly when money is involved. And, my lawyer said to me, it was so funny. My lawyer said, I will never forget this. He said to me that I am rich. Okay, he's speaking from himself, right? Like the lawyer.
Because we are not.
Yeah. Let me clarify.
We are not.
I'm not saying we are rich. From my lawyer's standpoint, he goes, I am rich because people are dumb and stubborn. And I never forgot that because why are you fighting over this or that or that? It's going to cost you more money in legal fees than if you just sign off on it right now. It always stuck with me. So anyway, your first answer about if it's just not you, it's me. Trust me, when lawyers get involved, courts get involved, it turns ugly no matter what, right?
For sure. I know that you wouldn't skip to court and be like, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
There's a reason you're getting divorced.
Yeah.
It's not like, woohoo,
exactly.
we're gonna be best friends.
Right.
I understand that, but I know in my heart, I would probably be more interested in it being over and knowing that things should be civil because they have 3 kids. It's going to be a long journey and stuff. So I'd be more
The youngest kid is 1 year old.
That's
too.
What I mean.
Yeah.
This is going to be a long journey. That's a totally different ball game.
Yeah.
And I think being ex-spouses is even different. That's another level, that's really hard because and no one who gets a divorce should feel like a failure, but I know it's a common feeling that happens. You don't feel good about yourself. It's a promise you made, this lifelong commitment. A lot of times you have extravagant weddings that people showed up to. You don't feel good when something like that doesn't pan out. So you're going through more pain than just money and all sorts of losses. That's really, really hard.
For sure.
And I think that mentally I'd be having a harder time with that. But I know me, and like if you cheated on me or did something like whatever, emotionally or physically cheated, I would feel more anger because I would feel like you ruined our life over like what?
Yeah.
You know, and then affected our kids' lives.
And remember, as you're getting heated, I didn't do this. This is an example of
I just let it be a reminder. And I would feel more like, I want you to feel some kind of pain because apparently all you felt is joy. You're just talking to every girl and you're having a blast.
Right. Again, I didn't do anything. This is Erik Spoelstra. By the way, we don't even know why they got divorced. We don't know. If
so
he
that
cheated
may
or
not be the key. But
for sure.
So because it seems like they both filed. I think jointly. They both filed?
They put out a joint statement, but everyone does that. You know what I'm saying? So there was no reason for this divorce, minus irreconcilable. How was that? Irreconcilable differences.
Yikes.
I am a college graduate, by the way. Elmhurst University. Say it again. Say it again. Irreconcilable differences. Yeah.
Yeah. What were you going to call that?
I don't know. I'm actually going to...
Well, now we know we can't put that down on our divorce papers if it happens.
Part of me wants to go back and edit the podcast, but I won't. All right. So anyways, people were bashing her on social media saying she fumbled the bag, right? Because ultimately, like, the timing of this...
And how are you going to bash this poor... that pissed me off.
That's social media for you, okay? So people are all over social media saying that this girl fumbled the bag because the divorce was final before his $120 million contract extension. Here's her response, okay? You have not read this before.
No.
She wrote, in quotes, "way to fumble the bag" on her Instagram story. LOL, I'm going to address this comment not as it pertains to my personal life choices, but as it relates to a general thought process that I believe a lot of people have and that a lot of people have harassed me with over the years. According to crass, ignorant, uninformed society at large, women can't win.
Facts.
Okay, enough.
What?
You won. You got me. Okay. All right, moving on. Women can't be genuinely in love with someone successful. No, they're pretending and they're in it for the money. And if a woman chooses to not be with a successful partner, apparently she's an idiot. And no, I won't ignore it. Ignoring it, parentheses, harassment for years, mess with my emotional health, and people need to have a better understanding of how their words can affect other people. Not just me, but people in general. Be nicer.
It is so true because no matter what, it's like you're either a gold digger or like what an idiot. Like she's young and pretty and then she decided to date him. It is like it's a no-win situation. And I have faced that in media before. Even though I don't look good right now.
You look beautiful. Stop it.
Because I'm doing 6 days and I don't want to hear about it.
The most beautiful pregnant person of all time.
Oh, thanks, baby. Okay, so, but I have dealt with this too, where it's like, I'll dress up and like look nice or whatever. And everyone's like, she only has a job because of how she looks. And she dresses kind of like a whore. She does that. Like people will say that stuff. And they'll be like, how embarrassing. Do you actually know how to do media? Or do you know how to push buttons? Cause like, okay, cause my hair is done. I don't understand why I wouldn't be able to push a button. Or the vice versa. If you show up and you're like, well, fine, I'm going to do no makeup, wear a baseball cap, do this. It's like, oh, real professional, way to care about your job. You look frumpy. No matter what, you could always find an argument to like slander.
I can relate a little bit because people are like, "Oh, you're only on TV because you're so buff and so strong and so muscular," and I'm like, "No, like I'm talented in this."
Does that happen to you a lot? Is this your battle?
I'm kidding.
It's your cross to bear.
it's life, man. I gotta.
Oh my god! But I know what she's saying about like. So you honestly think that I couldn't have just actually met this man and loved him? It's only about money. And again, even if when she met him, the money was enticing, you don't think after 7 years and 3 children, and they're in like the right age ranges for each other. It's not like she's 18 barely and he's 53 or something.
I just found out she was a former Miami Heat dancer and he's the head coach. So, I mean, they must obviously have met.
Scandy candy.
I mean, listen, I worked for the Bulls for a while and that was a no-no. Even me as a host, we were told you cannot socialize and date lovables. Like, I mean, I wasn't even the head coach. I was just a host. So, like, I am shocked how they kind of met. I'm assuming
they may not have had the same crossover. She may have been almost done or something, but whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
But, I would say they were also age appropriate for each other. So it wasn't sometimes when it's like you see a 20-year-old marry somebody in their 70s and you're like, what is suspicious about this? Like they still need to be in love. And honestly, sometimes a guy having a good job and being passionate and being driven and having good money, it's like, yes, stability is attractive. Just like you're still attracted to a girl who takes care of herself. It doesn't mean it's the only reason you're with her.
Yeah, I mean, listen, divorces happen and custody battles, courtroom battles, they all happen, unfortunately. It was just very, very odd timing of he signs the record contract extension for $120 million.
Sneaky.
Shortly after his divorce goes final. We will never get divorced, so that will never be a topic on our podcast about
better not be.
Kenzie and Roman. But you know what? Next week, our next episode, I mean, this is going to be the launch and the introduction of baby boy Roman.
And his name.
Oh, yeah. You guys, we've kept the name kind of a secret. Well, actually, a very big secret.
Yeah, what do you mean, kind of?
But our next episode, and by the way, I said next week, but depending on her delivery and if we're inducing.
It should be right.
It should be a week-ish, but our next episode, you will meet baby boy Roman and learn his name and hear all the rock star stories that my girl did during delivery. And it's
or just me being an overall disaster during delivery because I'm terrified.
Our entire family dynamic will change in the next episode. Pretty cool, right?
That's so weird to think.
Yeah. So thank you for listening. Thank you for following along at the Romance Podcast, at Kenzie and Roman. And remember, you cannot spell romance without Roman.
I was corny every time.